Big data and how to effectively utilize it are central to the conversations we have with customers every day. As companies think through big data and how that can help them drive better business decisions and outcomes, I thought it would be good to speak with Peter Lee of Microsoft Research to learn more about this topic and his team's thinking beyond the products and services Microsoft offers today. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Peter.
Well, thank you for having me here. It's great.
Well, let me get started with the first question. Peter, more and more people are talking about machine learning, and as I visit with customers, it's a very important topic. And, clearly, how is customers benefiting to utilizing big data, and how is that machine learning and big data coming together to have impact?
It's a great question because nothing right now, from the perspective of a researcher, and I run Microsoft Research, and in our labs around the world, the interest level in machine learning and the promise of machine learning, both scientifically and for our customers, is just the most intoxicating, exciting thing going on right now. But in the era of big data equates to experience. And so now we can start to think about machines and software that get better the more data you feed them. The more data, the more better, I think is the slogan that we use in our labs. And this has just amazing, far-reaching consequences. We first started to see this in Microsoft Research when we applied machine learning at web scale to make Bing a great search engine. Today, of course, which pages to show you in response to a query is produced by machine learning. And we learn that by understanding what people submit as queries, what people click on. Until now, machine learning has been something that only the high priests of computer science research could really make use of. And so another thing that we've been very excited about in Microsoft Research is creating tools that allow many, many more people, many more data analysts and software developers access to the full power of machine learning, to bring machine learning into their own analytics platforms and into their own software platforms. And by doing that, we're really hoping to democratize the access to all of this great science that we've been doing over the past 2 decades.
So how does predictive modeling fit into the work that you do?
Well, one thing that these machine learning systems are really great at doing is noticing patterns. So if you have a large amount of data, and maybe the data is very noisy, because one of the real practical challenges in any enterprise in managing big data is keeping the data clean. Well, first off, if you're using deep neural nets, the deep neural nets actually seem to work better if the data isn't too clean. They seem to thrive on dirty and noisy data. But then, if you see those patterns emerge, well, you suddenly get the ability to predict or expect what's going to happen next. And so let's take the idea of looking at a document and trying to understand who in my enterprise should I show this to in order to get the best feedback. We're starting to discover, in the same way that we're able to predict which web pages a user wants to see in response to a query, we're starting to be able to predict within the enterprise who in the organization might provide the best feedback on a document. It could really be a boon to productivity.
Well, it's so great to get a chance to talk to you and hear more about some of the great work that's coming out of Microsoft Research that's truly having an impact in terms of our engagement with businesses and consumers around the world. So thank you so much, Peter, for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Great.